What's going on, wrestling family? Welcome back to the channel. It is time for me to react to your SmackDown hot takes of this week. If you want to be a part of the next video, hit that subscribe button, pay attention to the community tab after SmackDown and Raw, and I'll do as many as I can in the next video. But without further ado, let's get into your hot takes. Naomi should have got the win tonight. Bayley didn't need the win. It seems like they have brought Naomi back either to use her to get people over, or creative is not sure what exactly to do with her. Her talents are greatly underrated and underappreciated. Here's the thing. I know if you guys have been watching my channel, I've been rooting for Naomi. I've been wanting her to win every match that she's been involved in for the most part. In reason. There's some matches that just made no sense for her to win, but in reason. I just wanted the best for her overall. But here's the thing. I'm gonna have to switch it up on y'all, okay? With this here, I have to highly disagree with you. Now hear me out. I'm gonna explain to you why. I felt the same way you felt when she came back from TNA. In fact, I was rooting for her to go to TNA because I knew she was going to do good over there. But when she came to WWE, I felt the way you felt. I'm like, why is WWE booking her like a Mortal Kombat 1 cameo character? Like it does, like they just put her in matches and get her involved in stuff that have absolutely nothing to do with her to fight some people. And then once she loses in that situation or she loses out, send her back to the locker room, send her to the gulags and have her change the batteries in her shoes. And they say, hey, when we ready, we'll bring you back and find something for you to do. Which is highly disrespectful, bro, because like you said, she's underrated and underappreciated. She's better than people give her credit for, and she has improved in the ring. That's just my personal opinion of observing Naomi. But in saying that, I think having her lose that match was the best idea in the situation. So here's the thing. You have to think about these things in foresight. Now, with Bayley being in this match, I think it makes sense because whoever goes against Nia Jax in this match, it's going to be a guaranteed loss, regardless if it was Naomi or Bayley. So it's better for Bayley to take the guaranteed loss because she was already champion. She can lose this match, and then we can say, okay, that's pretty much it as far as Naomi in the title or Bayley in the title. Let's move her on to something else and then give somebody else a chance. And if the truth is, if what we're speculating is that Tiffany Stratton could cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase at that match, imagine if Naomi won that match, you get excited and she get cashed in on. How would that help Naomi? She might as well have not even been in the match at that point. I feel like that would be a lot worse for her than anything else. So I'd rather that situation happen with her cashing in on Nia Jax or cashing in on Nia Jax than to cash it in on Naomi and have Naomi in a match that she is not going to win. The other thing is, if Naomi is turning heel, it wouldn't make any sense for this to be a triple threat match because I would rather her turn heel on Bayley and cost her the match as opposed to being involved in the match and costing Bayley the title. Like I'd rather it happen that way because then, hear me out, when it comes to Naomi, and I'm sorry I'm long-winded on this one, this is what could happen. If Naomi turns on Bayley, costs her the title. Now her and Bayley have a feud. Now they could push that to the side. And then we got Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax got whatever they got going on. Whether she cashes in on her or not, they can still continue their whole situation. Now, if Naomi wins that feud between her and Bayley, and you got Tiffany Stratton, who's seemingly going to be a babyface, the way that Nia Jax is pretty much bullying her, or what, it doesn't matter what happened with Tiffany Stratton. Now, months later, when Tiffany Stratton does have that title, when she has a little run going on there, you can circle it back around to Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi. And then at that point, whenever they want to pull the trigger, you can have Naomi win the title that way. It just takes a little bit of patience. That's why I call Triple H the slow cooker booker, because there's things that we just gotta wait. You know, it's hard to have a little faith. I think some of us got PTSD from the late 2010s of WWE, but I think right now, I think we're in a really, really good place to kind of have some faith. Now, if none of this happens, WWE, what are you doing, bro? This is stupid. But anyways, thank you for your response. The Street Profits should win the tag titles next week, leading into a true tag team feud with DIY. I like the sound of that. True tag team feud. Now, here's the thing. Before I give you my response, I'm excited about this match, okay? DIY. Huge fan of Gargano Ciampa. Been a fan of theirs since the Black and Gold era. So much fun watching them in Chicago's TakeOver. Great. Street Profits. Loved them since NXT Black and Gold. We want the smoke, but I don't smoke, but I want the smoke. Okay. And then we got Gorillas of Destiny, who came from New Japan, which I've been a big fan of theirs. And I've been waiting for them to come over to WWE. Hopefully one day have a match against the Usos. And they're in a triple threat ladder match. One of my favorite matches of all time. Ladder matches are amazing. I love this. And this is going to be great on SmackDown, but I got a problem. I hate to be one of those guys that's complaining about something good, but I have to complain. Now, you guys know that I am a huge fan of the tag team division when it comes to wrestling. My problem with this, okay? I love the fact that we're getting this. I'm not trying to be one of those negative people. My problem is, why isn't this on Bad Blood? Why? This is a high-profile tag team title match, right? And why do you guys keep giving these tag team matches on PLEs to people who not even tag team, bro? It's just like saying Matt Damon's going to be in a movie and I show up. Like, why not get the actual tag team and the actual person that needs to be in this match? Now, I'm not mad that Cody Rhodes and the Super Saiyan Pastor and Roman Reigns are facing off between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa in that tag match. The existence of those type of tag matches aren't the problem. My problem is when those matches exist and then the tag team matches that feature actual tag teams with actual titles don't exist. Why? Why? Triple H, this isn't new to you, bro. We've been doing this in NXT Black and Gold. There was at least always one tag team match in every takeover, and they were bangers. They made the show better. Why not use that same formula now? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm trying to wrap my head around why do they do this? Because now it seemingly, you know, obviously we're getting this match on SmackDown, but this is the second time we're getting a tag team championship match on SmackDown. Again, the problem with WWE, or the problem I have right now with the tag division, is they keep putting them on factions and they just sit there and be used as a plot to forward their storylines as opposed to improve the tag team division itself. They're the literal tag team champions. Literal. It's like somebody being, it just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. But in regards to this match, I personally would like for DIY or Street Profits to win because, again, I want it to be in the mix of actual tag teams. That's the way it should be. That's the way it has to be. Not all the time. There's times where it makes sense. I'm not mad all the time when it does go to factions, but, you know, I feel like these guys are not getting younger. You know what I'm saying? They're you know, they go in the ring, they put their bodies on the line, so we got to give other people opportunities. But at the end of the day, I'm excited about this match. If Street Profits win, I'll be happy for them. I think Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins definitely deserve it. Montez Ford, my Chicagoan brethren, fantastic, ultra talented. Angelo Dawkins, he's a Cincinnati Bengals fan, so he needs something right now, okay? They need something, bro. They are terrible. And my team's not doing that great, but hey, we got to win last week. It is what it is. But yeah, I like this. But anyways, sorry for being so long with it. You just, you got me in passionate mode. Let's move on. 5 match cards aren't working. Triple H needs to realize this isn't NXT. The roster is much bigger now too. Hell, even the last NXT pay-per-view had more matches than the last main roster one. What a joke. Okay, I wouldn't say it's not working. I mean, if it's 5 matches, as long as these matches are good, I think that's more than enough. But I will agree, because I did have a rant in this hot take video earlier where I said they do need an extra slot. There's nothing wrong with 6 matches. That's not going to kill anybody, especially making room for the tag team division. That'll be a great slot for them. That's how they did it in Black and Gold NXT, where they did have a tag team match. But I would agree with you. But here's the thing. Although I would like for it to get 6 matches or maybe a little bit longer, don't go back to the way it was in the late 2010s, where WrestleMania was 50 hours and SummerSlam was 800 hours, bro. The amount of hours I put in those PLEs during that time, I'm surprised they didn't give me PTO, holiday pay, sick leave. They didn't give me full coverage insurance, bro, because that was a lot, bro. That was like, and to physically attend those shows in person, like Survivor Series 2019, bro, that was a long day on a Sunday night at that. And you got to work the next morning. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, bro. I almost called in, or I would have came in late and got fired, bro. That's where I was. But at the end of the day, I agree. They should extend it to just 6 matches. They don't need to go further than that. Maybe they should fluctuate based upon whatever storylines are happening, because I don't want them to force matches into a PLE that just shouldn't even happen, which they've done this before when they used to have, like, you know, and that's kind of why they used to have these pre-show matches. But if it makes sense, give it 6, okay? But anyways, thank you for your hot take. As much as I love Carmelo Hayes and Andrade matches, I wish they would let Carmelo win one match clean without a roll-up or distraction. He is too good to keep winning in these underhanded ways. I know he's supposed to be a heel, but dang, man. No, she said, but still, love the channel. Thank you. I appreciate the fact that you love this channel. You guys make this so much fun to do. Now, in regards to this, at the end of last month, I forget which match in the series it is, Carmelo actually did win clean. He hit Andrade with the nothing but net and pinned him 1, 2, 3. So that has already happened. But to your point, with him winning majority of his matches with these underhanded underhanded ways and things like that. It goes to what you just said here. It's because he's a heel. But also, I got a prediction of how they should end this whole series, but we'll get to that in a few seconds. I can't wait if they do this. But in regards to this whole situation here, Carmelo is the #1 draft pick on SmackDown, the talented #1 draft pick, and he's seemingly the rookie on the roster at this point. So he's like the guy who isn't mature in the ring, so to speak, compared to everyone else on the roster. But Andrade is the opposite side of that. Andrade has been on SmackDown. He's been everywhere as far as wrestling. He's very seasoned. He's a veteran. So he knows how to win these matches in a traditional way. Now, Carmelo, the story that's being told here is that he can't beat him in a traditional way all the time. So he has to get in where he fits in. So I think that's a great dynamic there. Now, with match 7, and I think this is what they're going to do, or they should do. With match 7, what they should do is have that match at a PLE, okay? And I'm not saying anything mind-blowing there. I'm sure everyone's thinking this. But in their match, they should do what they did with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13, do a double turn. Have Andrade turn heel and Carmelo kind of turn babyface, kind of like in the sense of LA Knight. He doesn't have to be a goody two-shoe Cody Rhodes babyface, but turn babyface, right? A babyface who talks stuff. Because as we've been watching this whole series, Andrade has been going crazy on people so far. Like, he did it to Carmelo Hayes, which it was justifiably so because Carmelo got in his face, but then you see he getting upset with LA Knight. So he feels like that he's getting, disrespected and talked down to and cheated in these type of matches. So that can build up to Andrade turning to a heel, which it makes all the sense to me. And they can do the double turn in match 7 in this series. And I think that will be chef's kiss. It will be a beautiful storyline. But if they don't, hey, I'm cool with the matches. I love great wrestling, but thank you for your hot take. Naomi has to get a different character. I can't get behind her because her whole character is glowy lights, which isn't really anything to root for. Hey, bro, that sounds like some hating stuff. Are you a supervillain? Do you hate cosmic bowling? Huh? When she come out, bro, just put sunglasses on, cover your eyes, bro, because you can't stop her from shining. Also, you can't get behind her anyways because Jimmy Uso, he ain't for that, bro. No yeet, no teeth, okay? Now I'm just playing. But here's the thing. The thing is with Naomi, when she turns heel, which I'm hoping that they go in that direction, that would be great for her. Because sometimes with the character like this, and it seems like, because with WWE, they have a lot of different types of audience and demographics to, try to promote to, right? And some of them are kids. And I think the whole glowing thing and the music and pumped up and everything like that is more for the kid. Now, it may not be as egregious for kids as like the Hugger Bailey or Nikki Ash, but it is for a certain demographic. And unfortunately, sometimes when you have that, it's hard for some people to see how good people are in the ring because of those things. And Naomi is actually pretty good in the ring, which I'm rooting for her to turn heel, because when she does, people are going to actually take her seriously and watch a lot more people be like, wow, I didn't know she was that good in the ring. She's a lot better than I thought she was. But for right now, Naomi has the kind of a gimmick that feels like she's still in the PG era, although it's 2024. But again, hopefully that heel turn happen. We're going to see something different. And mark my words, watch, it's going to be a lot more Naomi fans than you think. But again, thank you for your hot takes, and you have the right for your opinion. Chelsea, Meechin, and Piper are a prime example of why women need more non-title feuds. Imagine Naomi versus Bayley and Redemption Bayley versus I'm going to make you feel exactly how you made me feel for 2 straight years, Bianca. Whoa, that is a lot. I get where you're coming from, though. Those grudge feuds would cook. Yes, I agree. If they can figure out how to make great non-title feuds for these ladies and have something specifically for the mid-card, even, the upper card for something to do, that will benefit. They will benefit greatly from that. Like, it reminds me of the feud between Becky and Bayley back in like early 2023. And at the time, Charlotte was champion and Bianca Belair was champion. But the feud between Becky and Bayley, which had nothing to do with titles, not a #1 contender, not anything, between just those two, it felt like one of the biggest feuds in WWE at that time. And I remember that year, the storyline for, Charlotte leading up to WrestleMania, and storyline for Bianca leading into WrestleMania were two of the weakest stories, although the match just made up for it. But storyline wise, just between those two, before it became the whole 6-tag match with Trish Stratus being involved and everything, just the whole thing with Bayley and Becky, it was great. It was entertaining. It felt huge, and it had nothing to do with titles. Pause. But thank you for your hot take. The more Triple H holds off on turns, the more momentum they lose. Take Otis turning on Gable, for example. Yeah, there's a couple more examples. You got A-Town Down Under, and I get it. I call Triple H the slow cooker booker, and in a lot of cases it worked, but there's some situations where it's like it's taking a little bit too long, and it's really not necessary. necessary. It's great to stick a pot roast in a crock pot. It's great to slow cook some turkey or something like that. But it doesn't make sense to slow roast a Pop-Tart. It doesn't make sense to slow roast a pizza roll. Put them in the microwave, put it in the toaster, and get it over with. Let's just go ahead and get to eating breakfast. So I think in this situation, or what you're saying, there are cases where the slow turns doesn't make sense. But there's also situations where the slow turn does make sense. You got to add a little bit more layers to the storyline, add more ingredients. But yeah, I agree with you. But I don't think this is a thing that applies to everything. But there are certain situations where it does apply, specifically what you just said here with the Otis and Gable situation. But thank you. I appreciate it. AJ Styles should turn face and have a feud with Carmelo after he's done with Andrade. Could put a banger matches and would be interesting in my personal opinion. I agree. I think that would be great. I mean, again, I've said before, the whole mid-card on SmackDown is stacked with talent. So either way, if they go AJ Styles and Carmelo, if they go AJ Styles and Andrade, if Andrade does turn heel, that would be great. There's so many opportunities for great matches to happen in that mid-card. And Andrade and AJ Styles plus anything is automatically going to be amazing, even at his age, which is crazy to think that he's the age that he is and still killing it out there. But yeah, I agree with you. I am honestly getting really annoyed with the Bloodline winning all the time. I get that them winning was to further the story with KO and Cody, but it gets to the point where it gets stupid. Okay, I get where you're coming from and I understand how you feel, but here's the thing. This isn't directed towards you. I've had this conversation earlier this week with a whole different wrestling fan about this whole situation with the Bloodline and specifically Solo Sikoa. So I'm kind of going to reiterate what I said there. I think that nowadays we get too comfortable with the likable heels, like the ones that are entertaining, the ones that look great, the ones that are great on the mic, whether we're talking about Roman Reigns or whoever else, even Dominic Mysterio, although people boo him, but it's because people like to boo him. And there's people that's like, hey, I wouldn't mind him getting a title one day. Like those type of heels that we don't like see people who are traditional heels. And when I say traditional heels, I mean in the sense that they're not just bad guys. They are people who can genuinely work the crowd, that the crowd actually hates. And I've said this like years ago in a podcast that I was a part of where we talked about Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan, whatever way you want to call him. The time that he was a heel when he had the hemp belt and he was like the evil vegan. At that time, people actually hated him. And the conversation we were having was like, there are way too many likable heels. And it's not too many heels that people actually hate. And the traditional heels, they make me think of like back in the day, you know, think about the Iron Sheik, you know, and his is for a different reason. So we'll move on from him. But like Vince McMahon, bam, that's a good example. He reminds me of like mosquitoes, right? When's the last time you seen somebody go outside, see a ton of mosquitoes and like, wow, there's a lot of mosquitoes. Eat up, boys. Like no one does that. People hate mosquitoes. There's companies that make millions and billions of dollars of finding chemicals to try to eradicate the whole entire species of mosquitoes because people hate them that much. There are some people who understand their existence, but tons of people hate mosquitoes. And that's how heels used to be, because whenever Vince came on the screen, it was like whatever we liked about the babyface right now or our favorite wrestler, Vince McMahon is about to ruin whatever that was. And that is why people used to hate him. For example, when The Rock came in and was going to change the match at WrestleMania 40, that was classic heel work because fans got really upset. Even peak Baron Corbin was one of those individuals, I think was one of those heels that worked the crowd. So what I'm saying that is, that's what the Bloodline is doing here. That is what Solo Sikoa is doing. He's doing classic heel work at this point. You may not like it. You may not agree with it. His aura level might be negative 1 million. But at the end of the day, everyone hates this guy. And it's like, okay, we hate him for not a good reason. He doesn't have any aura. It's not like he's terrible in the ring. He's not bad in the ring. It's just that he's taking the role of someone that a lot of people like. And that is what a heel does. He knows he don't deserve that position. How he got the Ulafala wasn't the right way. Having Jacob Fatu as a second man, even though we all know that Jacob Fatu is better than him on the ring and on the mic, is more heel work. Having him show up with these henchmen and winning these matches they don't deserve to win, being involved in a match that he doesn't deserve to be in, is heel work, right? So I think that's just what it is. I think, you know, and the fact that you get annoyed, I'm not saying I'm happy that you get annoyed, but that means that Solo is actually doing his job, believe it or not. I know people are like, if I don't like it, it should go away. But you know what? it's heel work, right? It's just heel work. No one likes to heel. When's the last time you went to school and a bully attacked a little kid? You were like, oh man, you know what? That's some good heel work right there. No, you're not supposed to like them. That's not how it works. But anyway, at the end of the day, thank you for your submission. I appreciate it. Hopefully you having a great day, and hopefully you don't take it personal. So that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this week's hot takes. If I didn't get to your hot take, I apologize. I try to do as many as I can in the time allotted that I have in, this busy weekend. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Salute, peace. Have a great one.